Hello and welcome to day 16 of WingedZilla's 24 Days of Christmas. Now, no crazy pump up, warm up part in this video. That'll be more tomorrow. Basically, quick relay of how my day's been. I got 45 minutes of sleep last night, and then I had to wake up and drive 2 hours to New York City, and then 2 hours back, and then I had to stay awake so that I could go pick up my dad, whose car I was using, and basically I'm running on like very little sleep. So instead of trying to be like hyped up and fun and exciting for you guys, which I'm not sure I could achieve right now, I thought I would do like a calmer video for this one, which, you know, is cool too. So we'll open 16 real quick. We'll leave this chocolate that I left in here in case 16's empty. Let's see. A sheep. How Christmassy. It's a sheep. Barely even looks like a sheep. So what I thought I would do today is show you the behind the scenes of all the work that actually went into making my Minecraft series winter. In the series, I kind of played it off as like, no big deal. It's not really a thing. But it was a big deal. It took a lot of work to do. So right now I'm in creative mode. To clarify, the only thing in this series I have done in creative mode is build the tree and give me the Darkcraft torches to decorate with. Once Christmas series is over, I will take down the tree. I will delete all those lights. I don't like cheating. So the only thing that you see... Oh, and the computer. I did in creative mode too. I'll show you that now. So this is my Santa list. And basically, I didn't want to have just a bunch of signs on a wood board that said things to do for Christmas, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, because that's been done so many times. So to do this, I had to learn how to script in Lua, and so I went out of Minecraft for about 2 hours and learned the basics of Lua so that I could then come into this and script this. And I scripted this outside of Minecraft, and then I just loaded it into the save files of Minecraft and opened it up so I could do this. And I'll actually show you guys what that took. Let's see, I think it's here. So this is the computer. Now let's see, edit, startup. So this is the work that actually went behind the Christmas list. If you want to learn how to do this, I'm not the person to teach you. I'm still pretty bad at it. And this right here is not 2 hours of work, but I had to learn the basics to be able to do this. This is about like 30 minutes to figure it all out and get it all formatted and everything. So basically, if you just look real quick, this shows text scale, which is 2 because 1 was a little bit too small. This is background color, which I'm pretty sure is supposed to be green or maybe black. And then the different text colors, and then what each thing is actually saying, and the cursor positions right here. So that's how you write in Lua, basically. So that's that. We'll put this back. And for some reason, after I changed this to a winter biome, only Ars Magica stuff is spawning here. And blizzes. I've killed a lot of blizzes. But I will show you how I did that right now. So all these trees I planted legitimately. I went off, like way off in the distance. I can't remember where. And found fir trees and cut them all down. And planted all of them for real. And yeah, so that's that. And then right here you see this grass block won't grow any snow on it. So under here is the secret to the Christmas tree. So this is a one-way block. This I cheated all this in, but I will also delete all of it when the Christmas series is over. I don't want to keep any of the stuff I cheated in. So this is a one-way glass block so that you can see skylight through it, but it still looks like grass from the top. Yes, I can't put snow on it, but it's a lot less noticeable. And I didn't even walk over here in the series. I just wanted to make it covered just in case. And so this is a daylight sensor right here. And when it's daylight, it turns off those lights because all those lights are inverted, and then that wire runs all the way down here and then all the way up, and then this is the tree from the inside. So these are repeaters that have 8-tick delays, and that's why it lights bottom, next, all the way to the star, which I'll show in a second. But basically it delays here for this row, and this row it goes all the way down and over through there. I should put that back. And it basically just touches every single light. So I had to wire this entire tree up. Come on. As you can see. And I just wired each side symmetrically. And honestly, as you go up, it gets easier and easier. So then there's another repeater, and then more, and then another repeater, and then more, and another, and more. See, it gets simpler and simpler. Like that one was really easy to wire up. And then that one was really easy too. Even easier, way easy. And then as you can see, these are micro blocks because we were getting to the part of the trunk where there wasn't really much leaves on it. So I had to use micro blocks to create like a false looking trunk, which doesn't look really good when you look up close to it, but you can't really tell. And then this is the star. This is the inside of the star. I know it's overkill on the lights. Technically, you could do it like this, and it would still, like, I don't know why it's going to each light, I guess. But I just overdid it just in case. Now, the way I changed the biomes, if I go to waypoints, oops, no, not waypoints, details and performance, and do biome overlay solid. So what you can see right here, I can't really show it because I don't have a mouse, but in the top right, you can see there's just a big chunk of white and then there's blue outside. So if you look on the left side next to the thing where it says LC95, it says Snowy Forest, and that's the biome this is. And then you go to right here and it'll change to river right here. So that's river biome, and then it's ocean right here. So what I had to do is I had this biome overlay up while I know how to use MC Edit, and I know how to use like MC Painter and things like that where you can just open up your world in there and paint it and go back in. But I heard a lot of reports of crashing and like worlds getting deleted and stuff like that. And with the progress I made, I didn't really want to start over in a series because it was still kind of a fresh series, and that seems kind of weird to like build up to, we're gonna do a big thing, and then I lose it all and miss it. So I actually went out and installed a mod called, I think, Biome Wands or something similar. Let's see, wand biome. So it's this thing right here. Let's pick one that'll be obvious. Thick ominous woods. Here we go. So let me go just kind of off. I don't want to change any of my personal biomes because that took a while. Now basically what this does is it changes the biome in a 9x9 area, which will also change the grass color, the sky color, the water color accordingly. So if that biome has dark water, it'll change it to dark water. If it has a dark sky, it'll change it to dark sky, like that. So if we stand here, if you look on the right, it's a pink area. I'll zoom in. There you go. So it's a pink area, and then if I push F3, it's called Cherry Blossom Grove. Now, if I right click here, for some reason, sometimes on the edge of a chunk, see this little line right here is also Thick Ominous Woods. I don't know why it does this, but it was doing this to me a lot. But now this little square right here is Thick Ominous Woods. Now, if we give it a second, I will skip forward to when it changes. There we go. So as you can see, the grass color in Thick Ominous Woods is really dark, and I bet you if we pull that water bucket, yeah, see, that's the water color in Thick Ominous Woods. So it changes the water color too. And it also changes leaf color and things like that. Like if you pulled out an oak leaf and put it down, see, it's really dark. So basically I took all that and changed it to snow. And the first initial reason I did that is because I wanted to do a challenge where I built snow golems, and I had a machine that built snow and things like that, and I was testing it. I actually built the machine and then threw it away so that you guys wouldn't see me like cheating in the series. I built it legitimately and then threw it away even though I actually used the real materials. And I laid down a snow golem and he just died immediately because they can't survive in woodlands, which was what my biome was before. And so I switched over to snowy forest so I could fulfill that need, and then I turned on rain, which in snowy areas is snow, and I let it go for 10,000 seconds so that it covered the entire island with snow without me having to go around and place snow individually. So yeah, that's what it took to, as you can see, by just doing this, like right clicking and going around like that, that's how I did it. Now it's not the quickest way to do it, and I could have done it much quicker, and now that I know how to do it really well, I think I could do it pretty easy, but that's how I did it this time. So that was the biome change, and as you can see, I changed both islands that were bordering my island as well as my island as well as the pirate ship. So I have this island here, which I've planted all rubber trees on now. Oh, you can see my mine down there. Yeah, look at that. Look at all those cave systems down there. It's crazy. I went through all of those legitimately too and found a bunch of stuff. Now also what I've been doing while I've been kind of waiting is clearing this area out for another building, which I don't know what it'll be, but. And then the pirate ship right here also has snow on it. I changed this to a winter biome just for fun. It was just kind of goofy, kind of a fun way to do it. And then I'll show you how I made the reindeer float. As you can see, snow has kind of settled on these invisible blocks, and I had to film around this. Every once in a while I'd have to stop filming and go in and dig all this up. I think two of the reindeer are dead. Or gone or missing or something. I don't know. It's over anyway, but I'll show you. So you do SRM, which is Secret Rooms mod. I think it's dash show? Yeah. So these are the solid air blocks. And this is how I made reindeer float. But as you can see, snow will pile up on them sometimes. But yeah, this is how I made the reindeer float. I thought it was pretty clever. I did this in creative as well. Because, again, I'll just delete all this stuff when I'm done. And you can do SRM show. And there you go. They're floating. And then this I built out of microblocks. I actually cut these microblocks in survival mode and made them. And speaking of all this being around my house, I'm redoing my entire house. I'm literally going to level it and redo it. If you come in here, you'll see that it is now empty. I'll go downstairs and show you real quick. Empty. No mas. I still like the staircase, but I'm going to redo everything else. I'm literally going to level it and start over. Now, let me just go show you real quick some of the stuff I've got since last time you saw me. Oh, another big thing that I did like an hour ago, is I made a new skin. So from the back, oh, it's got a weird line on it. Why did that happen? That line on it should not be there. I just made it like an hour ago, so I got some stuff to perfect. Oh no, that's my hat. Excuse me. There we go. No more line. So this is my skin. Now, it's gonna take a while to update because I just changed it again, and for this version of Minecraft, it takes about an hour for the skin to upload, but I actually did my tattoos on my character. Now they are pixels, but they actually look pretty good in my opinion, so my tattoos are on there. And as you can see, I'm wearing my gray beanie, and I've got my gray v-neck, which I'm actually wearing right now, and black jeans, which I always wear, and gray Vans. So that's my new skin. I think it looks pretty good. If you can do better, do better. Like seriously, I'm not being sarcastic. Like actually do better and I'll use it. It's just what I can do. Now this is my factory that I built. Again, all legitimately. The reason I haven't shown you guys this is because I don't have a second computer or a second Minecraft account, so I can't film myself building, and just watching from my perspective, me placing blocks, seems really boring in my mind. If you guys want to see that, let me know and I can fulfill that. But this is what I built. This is my factory. We'll go more into that when I actually continue my series, which I'm actually probably going to do the day after tomorrow. Will be a new Minecraft video. And I'll show you. So building stuff, there's not much. Wood, there's not much. I've been pulverizing lots of stuff, but I left a lot of ores alone so that I could do it in the series, because I didn't want to just start the series with just a bunch of powder and just be set for life, because that's kind of boring. So I left a lot of it. 1.5 stacks of iron, 1 stack of silver, 1 stack of lead. I purposely left at least a stack of anything that I could out so that I could show it in the series better. So that's all the stuff I have. I mean, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stacks of iron, which I can make into ingots. And then this is how many ingots I have. This is the process stuff that I have done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more stacks of iron. This is the rubies, all the rubies I've mined. And again, this is all legitimate. I didn't cheat any of this in. I just had a lot of fun mining and doing all this stuff. Then I found a mine, and I got some rail carts, and I found a bunch of like extra chests and stuff. I took my glider and flew around, and I found like 7 villages. I found a bunch of pirate ships. I found a bunch of stuff, and I found all of this stuff. Deep storage unit, Fisher, ME drives, ME pattern encoders, which I kind of think I'm going to throw away because I'd rather walk you guys through the steps of like how to build them and how to use them and how to make it and do stuff like that, instead of just like, I found this, now plunk it down. Because it's more intuitive for me to like sit there and explain it to you instead of just doing it. And I got a bunch of, I went on a hunt for stained saplings, so that's pretty cool. I got, I think, every color except brown. I couldn't find brown. And then what else? I collected a bunch of bees. Now that's one thing. If you guys want to see bees, if you guys want to see forestry, let me know, because I'm going to do forestry for my sake. I like all the different trees you can make with breeding bees and things like that. So I'm going to have a forestry section in my map. If you guys want to see that, let me know. If you guys don't want to see that, let me know, and I'll satisfy it one way or the other. If you guys just want to see the beginning, but you don't want to like follow bees into the whole thing, I get it. Let me know, and I'll just show you like the basics of starting forestry, and then you can take it from there in your own world or whatever. Now I also got a bunch of like weird tools and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of what else. This is more stuff that I mined, the Kymrite and the blue topaz and things. Some random junk I just found around. These white stones, I don't know what they do. Bombs from Darkcraft, I don't know. And then this is all my seeds and stuff like that. Now, this is my new XP drain. So you stand on this and it fills this drum. Again, through all this exploration, I have 169 buckets of liquid XP, which is quite a bit. And then I have liquid essence drums, you've seen. I got another lava drum and filled it with 87 buckets. Now the bummer about this water drum, I filled this one full with a bucket because I don't want to make a machine without you guys seeing it. I've avoided making new machines without you guys seeing it, even though it'd make my life so much easier. I filled 256 buckets into this drum. And then I found spring water, which heals you. It gives you regenerative powers. And I put it in the water drum, and I did 76 buckets and realized it doesn't transfer. So you take the spring water and put it in the drum, and it just turns it into water. So it's just a drum full of more water, which is a bummer because I wasted all the spring water. It's like really nice spring water. And then there's the sludge. And then this is just the setup I have right now: pulverizer, smelter, and furnace. These two things you guys have already seen. And then this is the metallurgic infuser. And then this is the upstairs. I went around with maps, again, that I made legitimately, flew around on my glider. I'm going to stop saying I did it legitimately. If you think I cheated, that's fine. I don't care. I didn't, but you can think that. I flew around with maps and mapped out my island. So there's my island. You can see, it's pretty cool. Close the door. It's my bookshelf. I found a bunch of Thaumonomicons. I dug out the factory base, so what I did is I got the waypoints and I put waypoint here that said corner, and then I put a waypoint here that said corner, and then one here that said corner, and then one here that said corner, and then one over here, like that, so on and so on. So I basically mapped out the building, and then I dug down 3, right? 1, 2, 4. And I dug out the exact shape of the base. That way, if I have a machine on the ground, but I want to feed stuff to it under, instead of having to dig under and do it myself, I've already got the entire basement dug out. Now, the one machine that I did build without you guys watching was another generator. So I had, and another electrolytic separator. I'm not running out of power, but I didn't want to like start my series like, okay, now we're progressing, and then all of a sudden have like a massive power issue. This isn't going to do forever. In fact, I'm looking at building a big reactor, probably in the next episode, if not in a little while. So we have this thing that fills up with hydrogen. As you can see, it's all backed up because I've just left it running, so it's just filled up on my power cells and then stopped. But these two things accept water from this right here, which is the aqueous accumulator. It goes up, feeds those two, goes over to the generators, which feed up 1, 2, 3. I also built these two off camera, but it fills these up, and then it goes down the line to my workshop. So as you can see, the power starts here and ends here. So this power right here is actually powering here, but they're not connected. That way anything I attach onto it is all coming out of these cells instead of straight from the generators. And then the last thing I want to show you guys before I go, oh, here's my little wall. So the redstone, that's how much redstone I found. Coal, I found a bunch of that because you need it for big reactors. Yeah. So that's pretty basic. Those are barrels, by the way. I'll showcase those more later. The next thing I want to show you guys real quick is Zilla's Villas. This took a lot of work. This took me a really long time to do. I did this in creative as well, but I'm not going to steal anything from here. It was actually pretty basic. Come on. I'll skip forward to when it loads. All right, so here's Zilla's Villas. So basically what I did first is, again, if you look on the biome map, I changed the whole street to Frosty, just where the houses were going to be. And then I mapped out this middle street right here. And then I built the exact same size plots. They're 15 by 15 all the way down. Now, obviously, it's still struggling to load. Come on. I don't know why I chose here. It was just the closest like flat area I could find. And as you can see, it's not perfectly built, but you can't even tell in the video. See, this is like floating. I would never build this as an actual like building that I used. It's a floating piece of land. But you know, when you're up flying like this and delivering presents, you can't see that. It's impossible to tell. So the first house I built was this one. As you can see, it's got the peaked roofs and all that. And basically the amount of detail I had was the outside looks really good, in my opinion. And then the inside flooring I wanted to do because you could see through little cracks in the window. And I didn't want it to just be dirt. And then I wanted to have something visible in the window, whether it be a couch or a Christmas tree. And then I built the chimneys up. And these right here are called smokers from Railcraft. You can just, here, I'll go over here. These take nothing but simply setting them down, and they emit smoke. And that's why you saw the smoke in all the chimneys except one. And I'll show you why that one didn't have one. Well, I don't know if I could show you, actually. It's blown up. And I'll just show you a little layout of all the buildings. I wanted to make like a bunch of really different buildings. That's why Santa in the note said 11 houses, because, you know, they're not really houses. So this is, you know, I went through a lot of detail on the outside, but not much on the inside because it wasn't necessary on the inside, because I'm never going to use this area. It's just cool looking, you know. And then this chimney, the reason it didn't smoke is because there's a wooden pressure plate that had 7, 8, 9, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 TNT surrounding it, which apparently was too much because I kind of blew up this one, which was my favorite one. But you know, Jezebel asked for anything explosive, so I was like, well, I'll give her a little bang. And then this is cool. I built like a little round tower hut thing, kind of reminiscent of Hagrid's hut from Harry Potter. And then chimney, just the same. And then a little like 4x4 house, which this one's really weird. It's really strange inside. And then I wanted to make something kind of weird, so I just put a couch and a chimney next to it, which cracks me up that there's just like a chimney sitting next to a couch. And then I put trash cans all over. And I don't know why I picked these cherry trees. They're not necessarily Christmassy, but I thought they looked pretty good. And this is like a little hut that I made. I love these peaked roofs, by the way. If you can't tell, they're colored like that, but then here, I'll show you. Hammer. If you do this, oops, shoot. Actually, yeah, you can tell like that. See, it's just got the snow on the top, and then the rest of it is colored, but you can't really tell. I just wanted to give it snowy roofs. And there's that one. They're all pretty simple. This one I didn't actually put anything within view because you can't really even see inside the doors. But yeah, and then I did these little Christmas themed lights all the way down. This was supposed to be like the perfect little Christmas village. Although there were a lot of naughty people for a Christmas village. And I'm so bummed that I made a typo. Oh, I left that there. That shouldn't have been there. I'm so bummed I made a typo on the Santa book. I realized it as I was recording. It was a bummer. The rest of it was so good, so well planned. I was honestly surprised when I found cookies in the present, by the way. Santa gave me cookies and also asked for cookies, and I didn't plan that because I put the cookies in the present like 4 days before I wrote that book. And then I was like, ooh, I could make a challenge where I make cookies, and then I could fly to the jungle nearby and find cocoa beans, and then I have to make cookies and things like that. And then I opened the present and there was just cookies in there. And so I had to play it off as like, why did Santa ask me for that? And then in my head, it was like, why did I do that? That's weird. So yeah, I'm thinking when the Christmas Advent is over, I will get rid of the Christmas stuff, but keep it winter. So I'll get rid of, I can actually get rid of Santa's sleigh now, because it'll be in the story. It'll be, keep in mind, this is behind the scenes, so I'm kind of giving you guys a background. The story will kind of be, all right, Santa, I helped Santa out. Now he's gone to go do his thing. So I can get rid of the sleigh, but the Christmas tree I can keep until the 25th, and then I'll take it down. And then I'm going to put like, I'm thinking like a general store and put a bunch of villagers in there with a trading post. That way I can buy stuff in the middle. I think that would be pretty cool. Oh, and then the one last thing I didn't show you. I actually deleted the part that went down, but this little area where I deposited the milk and cookies was simply a piston that let's see. Here, I'll just get a block and throw it. So that covered the, so basically this sat like, oops, like that. And then that's a sticky piston, so when the block hit it, it pulled it down. But then the block had to go away so that it didn't stay up. And the way I did that is just a piston with some redstone to a wooden pressure plate, which activates when you throw blocks on it. And then the reason the blocks come off of it is because behind here is an item called a vacuum hopper, which I'm actually going to destroy now. But that is basically a hopper, but it has suction, so it'll pull blocks. This was a timer I attempted to make. We can cover that up. Come on. So not intensely complicated redstone. Fairly simple. I'm kind of cheating this right now. I shouldn't show you guys that I'm cheating. So yeah, there we go. So there's all the behind the scenes. I can't think of anything else that I'm missing. This right here is my mapped out quarry. I was just sizing out things. I'll explain that later in the actual series. I'm trying to think of something else. Oh, what I can do real quick, I'll skip over to it. I'll show you my thumbnail. Most of you probably didn't even notice this. So what most of you won't realize is I built my thumbnail. I didn't get like a Minecraft paint program. I actually went into a Minecraft world and built it, and it took me quite a while. And then I had to switch it all over to Christmas, which took me quite a while. So, you know, right here, it looks really glamorous. It's a lovely thumbnail. But what you don't realize is that it's just on a desert flatland. This is where I've done all my tests and things for my mods. So this block right here that you see is basically my picture taking block. I stand on here and aim and snap a picture, like about there, snap a picture, and that's my thumbnail. And every time you see a new thumbnail, I have to come in and rebuild the number. And I actually do. I rebuild the number, and then I do carpenter's blocks so I can put snow on top of them. And then for this, I built the little hut out of carpenter's blocks so I could put snow on top. I did the little train with snow golems and a present. I don't know if you guys noticed that. That's pretty cool. And then the wreath I built out of these micro blocks, which are 1/8 of a block. If you look, we'll go up here. See? 1/8 of a block. So I built that wreath out of those, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And then I put snow golems here and there. In the original thumbnail, it had just Minecraft animals, endermen, creepers, zombies, things like that. And I wanted to change it all to winter. And then when winter goes away, I will change it to something new. Springtime thumbnail. I'll still use the same wall and still the same layout, but I'll change it all to satisfy, to fit. If you guys want to see real quick, this is what I've been testing here. So this is where I first built my like test house. My actual real house didn't turn out to be anything like this one, except the staircase. This is where I first tested out how to build the staircase, because I was curious how it would work. It had a little fountain and stuff up top. And then this is where I built the initial fountain, which again, I didn't really use, but it was nice to try. And then I needed to find nice glass, so I laid out literally every piece of glass that this game has to offer, which happened to be quite a bit, and tried it out. And then there's paintings that I was trying out. This is how I found out that you could see light through those one-way blocks for the daylight sensor. These are the one-way blocks. I was just testing it. So I put it above the apiary, which will tell you if it has daylight or not. So if you look, well, let me just show you. So those, see, it's fine right now. And then if I go up here and put a block, it sky obstructed. So that means it works when there's just the camo blocks, which is good. It's really good. Really good. Now, one thing I want to show you guys real quick. If you're thinking about doing a test world and you just want to open a world to like test out mods and stuff like that before you do a series or whatever, or before you put them in your real world and mess up a bunch of materials, like use a bunch of materials trying to waste it to fix it, what you should do is get a daylight sensor and put it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 redstone away. So basically, the stronger the sun, the higher the sun is, the more signal it gives. So as the sun goes down, when it reaches about here, it goes from this to this. So this loses power completely, which turns on this torch, which hits this command block, which sets the time back to 0. So I literally cannot set it tonight. Watch. See? It won't let me. So it's never nighttime here. So my thumbnail will never be too dark. Let's see. What is it? 1250? Oh no. Sorry. Time set 12,500. Boom. Daytime. See? It refuses to do it. So that's just a really easy way to keep it daytime. Once I put this down once, I never have to worry about switching it to daytime over and over and over again, which you can do really easy with, oops. You can do it really easy with not enough items. You can just hit the times, but when I have that, I don't have to worry about it. It'll just do it for me, which is pretty nice. So yeah, this is just my little test world. If you have ideas of little things you want to pop up here and there, because like the little hut was not there in the beginning, the rail was not there in the beginning, the Christmas tree was not there in the beginning. So if you want to see more stuff added to this thumbnail as I go, I don't want to make it too complicated. It still needs to look like it says modded Minecraft. Like that still needs to be the focus. I can't have something too flashy on it, because otherwise people won't really pay attention to it. It's just too much. But if you want to see little things pop up here and there, then let me know. I'll put them in. I think that's a pretty good Christmas video. If you're feeling extra charitable after this calm, chill Christmas video, head on over to the Yogscast charity live stream and donate, and you get a humble bundle, and you donate to a great cause, and it's just really, really good thing to do. I will absolutely be participating in it, and if you do donate because I sent you there, let them know and tell them WingedZilla sent you, and that'd be really nice. So yeah, I'll see you guys all tomorrow with my actual hyper pumped up portalness.